Oops. Well, hello, hello, my friends. How you doing? We're bringing to you today. Oh, I forgot to turn my camera thing. Make sure that I'm in frame. We're bringing to you how to make sliders. Sliders are little bitty baby hamburgers. And I went ahead and ordered Pepperidge Farm slider sweet Hawaiian rolls. I'm going to a little function tonight and the theme is Hawaiian. So the food theme is Hawaiian. And you see that? See, they're little bitty, they're just little bitty hamburgers. Okay. So I'm just taking one out so I can measure to make sure I'm making the right size. Now remember, when you're making your patties, make them just a little bit bigger because the most of the meat, well, it depends on your meat that you're using. Ground, whatever it is, beef, chuck, deer, whatever it is that you're using, will shrink a little bit. Okay? So, I'm going to put my seasonings in here. You know, I'm going to put you on pause because I'm going to grab something right quick. Hold on. Okay, we're back. We got these little presses. I just think it's cute. It's not necessary because you can definitely do this with your hand. These are just little hamburger presses. I couldn't even tell you where we got this. It doesn't have a name anywhere on there. But we got the big one, which is a regular hamburger. See that? And then we got the little baby minis for the mini burgers, because look at that. Fits perfectly in there. So this is a great size. I knew I had these. I was like, I forgot to get them out. So I'm going to move my bread out of the way. And let's get, actually I don't need this anymore because I have my little press, because I already know that press will make the perfect size of the little patty. So well, let's get to mixing. I'm going to be adding some Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. And I don't want to put a whole lot, but I want to make sure that there's flavor in every bite. And I'm sorry, I just don't measure. Some things I do measure, but some of this cooking stuff, I don't measure. I'm doing my smoked paprika. This is from Great Value. I believe that's Walmart. I'm not going to do too much because some of these ladies I know don't do spice. And I'm doing minced onions, not onion powder, because I do like the texture. Ooh, brand new wood container. And I like the fact that you get to taste the onions in pretty much everything. And then regular garlic powder. I get my spices from Aldi. That's a store. I don't know if it's nationwide or not. And because they're very reasonably priced. A lot of these are like 81 cents, $1.20 something. They're not like 2 or 3, or I've actually seen some at Kroger and at H-E-B, where they're like $4 to $5 for something this size, which is like, ouch. But you know what? That's just the world that we're in right now. Now I'm just going to mix it all up. I'm not putting any pepper because I put some of that smoked paprika in here. So I'm just mixing it up. And I'm doing it by my hand with hands. It is easier for you to mix it up. Make sure you work with clean counter, workspace. And then as you're mixing, you'll know if you need to add more seasonings or not to it. Plus you get to have, and I don't think I really need to add any more to this. Okay, so this is just about ready because I just mixed it all up. You know what, I think I'm going to add a little bit more of this lemon pepper. just because I don't see too much of the seasonings in here. So let me sprinkle a little bit. Let me work this out. This is the longest part of this job, is to mixing. So you make sure you get all the seasonings all over and mixed well. Not only that, but this is cold because I just got the meat out of the fridge. We take out our meat the night before and put it in the fridge so it thaws out. And sometimes we'll take it out the night before because I don't go to bed because I'm editing after work, and it takes a while because I always like to give myself at least 2 hours every evening after being at work for 8.5 hours of just relaxed time, not doing anything, just chilling with hubby, chatting over with the day, what's going on for the week. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more. I think that's enough. And you know, just doing what you got to do, and then I edit after that. So sometimes I don't go to bed till 12. And then I like to get up at 5:30 because hubby has to be up at 4:30. I don't get up because of him. I get up because I would rather get up early and do whatever chores that I need to get done, because I don't really like to do them during the weekday because I work 5 days a week. Okay, that looks very well mixed up. You can definitely smell all the seasonings. Really, you can smell the onions, the minced onions. So they're turned out good. Move that out of the way. So now I'm going to get my patty. Make sure you can see me. Here we go. And then I'm just going to press it inside the patty. And I don't want to make it overly thick, but I want to do, I like to go over just a little bit past the top layer, because then you get your top and you squeeze it in, you push it all the way down, and you're forming the shape of the patty. And then I just take the excess. If there's a whole bunch of excess on the sides, I take it out. And then I just shape it all up. And now you made your perfect size patty. And now of course it's going to shrink. Now if you don't want it that thick, just don't put it in that thick. And I'm going to show you one. See that? Is that near as full? And then you're going to push down on it. And it'll squeeze down all the way in. And see the thickness? This is what's nice about these things. You can control what you want to do. And I actually like the thinner size better, but I'm going to save that thick one for hubby for his meal, his dinner, because tonight's ladies' night only. So he's going to be on his own, but I promised him I'll make him some patties for his dinner. So we'll make him some big, thicker ones. Oh, look at this one. Look at that. You can see the 3 different. This is what's really nice about this press, is you decide how you want to make it. So that makes it good. And all you're doing is squishing it down. Oh, I need a little bit more meat on that side. You'll be able to see if you're missing some meat, because you want meat pressed all 4 sides. Not 4, all around in the circle, all around the ring. And there we go. So I'm going to continue with this, and then we'll bring you back. All I'm going to do is just look at regular hamburger patties. I'm going to put them on the pan, frying pan, heat them up. Usually about, I would say 3 minutes on each side. I try not to flip my meat over and over. Oops, I'm just spilling. Talking with my hands, spilling my meat. I try not to flip too much because I like all the juices. I like it to sear, just to get a little coating of searing coat, which is searing the meat, so the juices stay in the meat, so when you take a bite, you have delicious flavor. Okay, so we'll bring you back. The next phase is coming up. Already we're down to the next phase. I just got a regular old frying pan. Oops, sorry there, I'm trying to move my camera so I can see what I'm doing. Got my little spatula. I got my plate with a paper towel to soak up any extra juices when I make the next coat. And like I said, this is just me, Rosa. Y'all do your own research on how to do this, but there's so many ways of doing this. It's totally up to you. But if you want to lock in as much juice as possible, lay them on a hot frying pan, each patty, and then just let it sit for like 2 to 3 minutes. In fact, I'm going to show you. You're going to get a coating. See that coating right there? That's searing the meat, that top layer of meat. So, look at that. See that? Let me bring you up close. I'm going to dribble on my floor. See that coating there? You're searing the meat. And I do like to squish it when I flip it. Only when I flip it. Now this is when you need to check your temperature. You don't want too much of a high heat because you don't want to burn, but you want to cook the inside of the meat. So I'm squishing my patty just a little bit, but because of that outer layer already cooked, it's already got a coating of the shape. So unless you got a lot of muscle, and I'm just squeezing, the shape's going to stay there. It's going to be off just a little bit, you know, but what hamburger doesn't have that when it does that? And here's that great big one for hubby. So I'm going to leave his to the side because I want it to cook all the way through instead of in the center where most of the heat is at. Look at that. Squeeze that. You can just see all those juices just coming out. You see that? And what's kind of nice is like when you have an odd shape like this one, you get it out. I'm going to show you. When you have an odd shape like that, once it's cooked, take a little bite of the end of it, and you'll know if you've got enough good flavor to it. I personally don't like to taste raw meat for flavor. And as you can see, I didn't really put a whole lot of meat in there. I mean, spices in there. But I did enough to give it some kick and some flavor. And then let me bring you back over here. See how it's making its own juices? That also depends on what percentage of meat with percentage of fat that you're using. This one, I believe, was 80-20. We like to do the 91, but the prices lately get a little tight to do that. But I prefer to do the 90-10 or something. I think it's a 90-something is all I know. So it's less fat in the meat and you get more solid meat, but that does cost more. Now I'm flipping this over now because I want this one part here that was kind of raw. I want it to cook, so I'm holding my spatula down on that part so that part cooks. So I'm going to turn it right back again. Whoops. And I'm going to show you in just a second so you'll see that. See that one right there? That one's got some raw meat that's not cooked. Now, a good way to do this also is lower your heat. I'm going to lower my heat even more. I'm going to, because I want to cook it. This pan doesn't have a lid, but I'm going to use one that I know that works. Now what I'm doing here is I'm trapping the heat and the juices. I've lowered my heat and I've trapped the juices. This, when you do this when you flipped it over. I actually tried it the first time, then it didn't stay as well as I liked it. It took so much more longer to cook. So cook one layer, flip them. If you want to, mash the meat. If not, leave it full, however you want to do it. And then put your lid on, and then I'm going to cook this like this. I've lowered my heat. Yep, and my pan's evenly on the burner, so all the sides get to cook about 3 to 5 minutes, because these are kind of thick, especially the big ones for hubby. So we'll bring you back when we come to, actually we'll bring you back when it's time for the taste test. Okay, I brought you back because I wanted to show you something. Here's the meat. I went ahead and took this one, I cut it, but it broke because it was so little, just to make sure that the meat was all cooked. And look at that. See that? Ah! Doing this one-handed so you can see. Okay, come on. See that? You can see how that's cooked. So now, what I want to do is I want to get a good sear on the back layer, because look at these. They're not a good sear like the other layer is, and I want to get a good sear. So I'm taking my lid off. Sorry guys, I'm doing this one-handed here. And so I've turned up my heat. And let me put the big boy here in the center, because I want him to get a good sear. And then, see that one? Okay, come on. I'm a righty, but I want the right side. Okay, see that? Starting to get a sear to it. And I personally like that. Again, experiment. Definitely put me some comments in here. I would love your opinions, because y'all are our friends here. We're all friends, and let's get to know good tips that we each have of what works and what doesn't work, and what you like. Because I really do get a lot of my inspiration from my videos from other YouTubers, but most of it is I fly by the seat of my pants. I take it one day at a time and see what happens and what do I need to do. So now I'm going to leave my lid off. I've raised my heat because I want this other layer to get a good sear, and then I've got 3 more to get done. But while they're cooking, I'll take you to the taste test. So that's just let me know. Don't forget, put your comments in there and give me some of your tips. Okay, we're back. We're going to do the taste test, but I wanted to show you, if you're going to a party or you're going to go to a function outside the house and you want to do this, get yourself these little square. This was in the kit we got from Sam's. There was a whole set of these Rubbermaid, all different sizes of plasticware containers, and I like them because they've got a really tight seal. And they snap, but they're the perfect little size for little condiments. So I've got ketchup, regular mustard, I like Miracle Whip. Hubby and I, that's what we like. And then I got some Creole mustard. Hubby and I really enjoy this. And I've put some in each one. So what I'm going to do now, we don't do lettuce, we don't do tomato. I do onions, but I didn't add onions because I don't know. That's why I put extra onions in the mix itself. I don't know, these ladies, how many of them really want onions or don't want onions, but this is where you make your slider, because really all it is, a slider is nothing but a mini hamburger. And then I just put my Creole mustard on top. Now we get to do the taste test. But see how cute that turned out? Isn't that cute? Now we'll do the taste test. Excuse me, I'm eating. See how it's cooked all the way through? That putting the lid on top of your frying pan really helps just cooking on the inside of the meat, but you still got all the juices in there. You can definitely taste the flavors. I could definitely taste the onion and the garlic. I could have used a little bit more paprika, I think. And there's just a hint of the lemon. This buttery steakhouse. There's a little bit of butter there. Next time I definitely would add a little bit more. But this is my first time making this batch. I've made sliders before, okay? But I always just followed the recipe, and hubby and I liked it. But I wanted to tweak it, and that's the whole part of my channel is with me learning to get out of my comfort zone and going to eating different foods. So now I'm going to finish the rest of my burger. This is going to be my breakfast. Not a good breakfast, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. And I'm not going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to save this for my lunch. That's going to be my lunch for today. I'm going to take... Because I am on a weight program, and this has got buns, so all I get is one. But then I've got me some salad. And you do whatever side dishes that you like to go with your burger. Typically, the old-fashioned Rosa and Carl, we would be eating French fries with this stuff. We would make them... Hubby makes them in the air fryer, and boy, they are so good. And I make my own homemade French fries and stuff. So I'm not going to do it today because I am really trying to stick to my weight program. And bread already is enough. It's even though it's a small portion, for me, I think that's going to be good enough. So we're going to have some salad. Going to wrap these up to go to the party this afternoon. It's not really a party, it's just a gathering. We're playing bungo. And I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and share, and hit the subscribe button, and give me my thumbs up. YouTube really brings that up with the algorithm, so if you can, give me some thumbs up, and then definitely post a comment. And I really would love your opinion and your tips on how I can do something different. And what other kind of seasonings do you use, or flavors do you use to make your mix for your hamburger patties? Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.